First impressions are a mother. Speaking of mothers, gentlemen, when you first meet your girlfriend's parents, bring the mother some flowers. Pick nice ones, pretty ones. Definitely not ones picked from Fallout 76, because this game is ugly, flowers and all. It's old like my apartment. They can put a new coat of paint on it, put in some new appliances here and there, but after a while you start to notice the little things. Sure, this Fallout has more color, the added greens and oranges that make certain scenes come to life, but it still has all the muddy and gray brown that's starting to show its age. The excuse that Fallout takes place during an apocalypse is just that, an excuse. There are other games with barren wastelands that look beautiful and sharp. I'm not sure if it comes down to laziness, or if it's due to the aging game engine and tools used to create Bethesda games, but one thing I do know is that Fallout games are starting to look ugly in the wrong ways. They use God rays to distract the player, hoping to mask the scene or blind the player. There's God rays in the morning, God rays in the afternoon, they even have God rays at night. And there seems to be this constant haze in the horizon, and everything in the distance looks blurry and faded out. At other times, the distant background can look flat, kinda like in those low-budget movie sets they sometimes use. But if you're one who doesn't care about graphics, there's definitely more that's holding Fallout 76 back. The sound design is bad, lazy at best. There seems to be only a few tracks, a background wind track, a birds chirping track, and an insects wildlife track. And they all seem to be used at the same level. The flatness of the sound together with the flatness of the world makes playing this game feel odd. It's really hard to explain. Almost like you're trapped in a box, a boundary box where only things within the box exist and other things procedurally generate as you proceed. But then there's moments like these. Out of nowhere, a huge mutated bat level 50 soars down from the sky and attacks me. Of course it destroys me with one clean shot, but this was only our first encounter. Having high level enemies is a clever idea and might give certain players a reason to keep coming back to this wasteland. This little hook reminds me when I first played Final Fantasy VII. After beating the game, I explored the crap out of it. I would travel across the world on my Chocobo looking for my next worthy opponent in order to keep increasing my power. I can remember clearly finding an overpowered enemy that lived underwater. Battle after battle, this foe would strike me down. Frustration and humiliation fueled my fire. It fed my rage. So I would spend countless hours grinding on lesser enemies, slowly getting stronger. But no matter how many low-level enemies I slayed, I will never experience the sweet taste of success. Only defeat after defeat by the hands of this sea creature. But having that overpowered enemy, a goal for me to chase, kept me playing Final Fantasy for a long time. And it just might keep me playing this game until it really has time to show me what it has to offer. Because there are times where this game gets intense and truly starts to shine. That's when the survival aspect of this game really makes sense. See, I'm not playing this game like I would your typical Fallout game. Well, because it's not your typical Fallout game and you literally can't play it that way. Bethesda built a Frankenstein. Instead, I'm living on the road, going from one place to the next, surviving the elements, scavenging for supplies and food, running when I have to run even if I have to forego my mission, the very reason I went to this certain location. When I'm fighting for my life, none of that matters. I'll run and live to fight another day. I'm truly a survivor. Since I already know that there's no NPCs in the game, that means that everything that I come across in this game is potentially and most likely an enemy. That makes interactions much more intense, the way it should be in a survival game. When playing traditional Fallout games, you might hear a gunfight and think to yourself, hey, let me go check it out. In Fallout 76, you know better. It's only going to lead to a battle. So I'm not playing the game the way they expected. Or maybe I am, I can't really tell. And when it comes down to it, that's a huge problem for the game. It caters to everyone and no one at the same time. It's for Fallout fans, but it's not for Fallout fans. It's for survival game fans, but there really isn't survival game fans out there. Not really. It was more of a fad, a trend that lasted a few years, mostly on Steam, mostly unfinished games, and sadly, Fallout 76 falls into that category. It feels unfinished. There has already been 2 big downloads for the game, huge downloads that brings little change, and then it's down for maintenance during Thanksgiving. The one-time gamers desperately need to escape the reality of their families. Fallout 76 is definitely having a rough time, and there really isn't anybody to blame but Bethesda. And by the looks of it, all the reviewers and gamers alike have spoken. Surprisingly, this time they're not giving Bethesda a pass, and that's a good thing. I still like playing Fallout 76 because it still has those Fallout moments and the lore that we adore. But you're constantly reminded that this game is unfinished and badly designed. Whatever happened to Frankenstein in the end? I'm not sure, but I hope his fate was better than that of Fallout 76.